Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. No Warcrow today. It's not a Thursday, so no Warcrow. Today, I have for you Warcrow. So, a bit of a story to this. The way this went is that I was chatting to Toast, and Toast was like, "Oh yeah, Corvus Belli sent me an email." And I was like, "All right, well that's interesting." And lo and behold, a couple of days later, I got an email from Corvus Belli. They were saying, "Oh yeah, Itan, we heard that you're pretty good at those like fantasy skirmish miniature games. Do you want some stuff?" And I'm not gonna say no because Games Workshop isn't sending me anything. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and they sent me this. This is the new Warcrow Song of the Dormant. Dormant? Dormant! Song of the Dormant 2-player introductory battle pack. They sent me this. So thank you very much, Corvus Belli. We're going to be taking a look. Now, I must admit, the first I heard of Warcrow was probably at like UK Games Expo. It's a relatively new game. I have heard of Infinity though, which is Corvus Belli's other game, like set in space. So I had a couple of thoughts as to how we're going to do this. And so what I've decided is I'm going to do a bunch of live streams. We're going to do unboxing. We're going to do building. We're going to do painting. We're going to go through me kind of learning the game. I'm going to get Charles over. We're going to play some games live. And hopefully by the end of it, we will have a good idea as to what Warcrow is about, how it plays, and how it goes. Now, I have like skimmed the rules already, and it seems like an interesting game. It's very not Games Workshop. For anyone who is new here, new to my channel, I've basically been playing Games Workshop games for like almost 30 years. So very well versed with basically all of their game systems. I'm excited to play something that isn't Games Workshop. So yeah, hopefully it should be good. But today what we're going to be doing, we got some of the Dormant. We're going to open this thing up. We are going to take a look at the models because I know that model quality was a big thing about the last introductory battle pack. So we're going to look at that. And yeah, we are going to build some stuff, and hopefully the gaps won't be too big. So let us begin. Let's get going. So what have we got in this box? Jesus. Lots of, I don't want to say lots of models. It's like what? Like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say 12, 15 models. Something like that, which is fine. And we get the board. We get a bunch of cardboard terrain. Lots of counters. Lots of dice. The dice system is something I'm really intrigued about taking a look at this. I have already cracked open the glue seal, so it's not going to be a complete fresh thing. But for the most part, this is live as I'm doing it because I have not seen this before, and we're going to find out, right? And who knows, if this goes well and it's a game that I like, then maybe we play some more events. If I can find events, we'll go to events, because you know what, if I'm getting stuff, I might as well use the miniatures. Right, so we have a tray of miniatures. Very good. We got introductory booklet. Now, I guess this is going to be like the previous book, where it will be like, oh yeah, here are the rules, and here's, yeah, we go, yeah. So there's a bunch of learn to play missions that will basically take you through kind of like scripted scenarios, so you can learn to play. And then there we go, here are the scenarios. Haha. And then it will expand out from there. So we're gonna check this out later, probably when I get Charles over, and we will run through all of these scenarios and we'll see how they run. And then on top of that, we'll play some actual games. So I promise we'll do that. For the time being, that's not for now. So let me find a pile to put stuff. We have a massive scenery pack, a Sail the Borderlands. So we've got what? A bunch of ruins. We've got a bunch of scatter terrain, like flat scatter terrain, and the board. What we got? 2 short templates, 2 long templates, 1 turn counter, 150 lot of tokens. Walls, terrain, paper game. Okay, we will look at this later as well. But for the most, like, realistically, right? You're playing a miniatures game. We're basically here for the miniatures. We want to see if they are good quality or not. So, what do we got? Okay, we got dice. D8s, by the looks of things. Again, I'm going into this fresh, but I've basically never played this game before, so real interesting. So D8s, a bunch of miniatures, bunch of, I guess, cards. Yep, unit cards, that's absolutely fine. And let's look at the miniatures. These are bases. And okay, let's see what we got. Now, one thing I do know, if I put this like up here, ooh, that works. Okay, so the casting method that Corvus Belli used on the previous set was a thing called Cyocast, and I've actually got it written down here. It's like silicone rubber injection molding, right? And that got a lot of flack. I heard that the quality wasn't great. People had to go back and people had to go and ask Corvus Belli for more miniatures. I remember Toasty did a review of that set, and he said, you know what, it felt kind of rubbery, kind of plasticky, kind of cheap. So Cyocast is back in this iteration, but they are also using for their hero models a process called Unicool, apparently, which is plastic resin. So very much like for anyone who's versed in Games Workshop, that's the kind of thing that they are using. So we're going to go through these models. What are these? These are bases. We don't need bases. We don't need dice for the time being because we are building today. And we're going to look at the actual models. Okay, so let's take a look. What are these components? Dude with... So we've got dudes with hammer. Yeah, right. You can totally tell if I open this up. Let's start with this. Actually, put these all up here. I think this is absolutely fine. And what I wanted to do, if I've got a piece of, haha, well, I can do things. Right. We're gonna go. Boop. And we're gonna go. This. I get my pen out. We're gonna go Cyocast. Unicool. Okay, so the Unicool stuff should be better quality. That's kind of what I've been promised. So we are going to take a look at that now, and it should be like all the heroes in Unicool. And I guess there are like two different colors. You see, like you've got gray on the right-hand side, and this is like a more blue. It looks like a harder material. I guess this is Unicool, and I guess this is Cyocast. Because Cyocast is just like injection molded plastic. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I guess all of this is Cyocast. Is that what we're doing? All right, so let's build something. Are these in individual packs? Yeah, it looks like it. Where are the heads? I got arms, I got halberds, I got little sword. No heads though. Do I have like the headset? Okay. So it looks like these are part of one unit. We got. Okay, so the way they've done this is that they've put 2 heads on one sprue, and then they've put the bodies and the arms on separate sprues. Okay, so these guys. This, you belong here. Halberd, dude with hammer. Okay, so, right. You've got to bear with me. The, I don't know the names of the units yet, so we're just going to go through this. But, okay. Right. Let's go. Let's start building some stuff, I guess. Okay, so let's start with, I need one of these sprues, because these are like your, I want to say, not Empire Militia with halberds. So let's take a look. Let's open this up. So this should be, oh God, I got a new blade for the first time in forever. So yeah, this will be fun. All right, and pile of stuff, garbage. Okay, so I mean, looking at the quality. If this is Cyocast, and it is, I think, yeah, because these ones are the Unicool stuff. So I heard that the quality was pretty bad on Cyocast. A build guide, yeah, I don't actually, they all seem pretty easy to go together. I guess there's a build guide in the book. Is there a build guide in the book? probably a build guide in the book, which is probably what I should be doing. But it's like one of those things that if you've been building models for so long, it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to thingy through this, like bundle my way through this. We have a campaign log. Is there no build guides? No, there's no how to build. That's real strange. Real strange. Hi Zingbo, welcome. Yeah, I don't see a build guide in this, which is interesting. It's an interesting choice. I mean, the models aren't that difficult to put together, but you know. Okay, but we're going to build some of these. Feudon Guisarmiers. Very French. We can do it. But let's look at this. Let's build. We need clippers. Yeah. So one of the really big criticisms that I heard about the previous set was that massive mold lines, lots of holes in oh, that is really weird. Lots of holes in the miniatures. So when you're putting them together, they don't really fit properly. I heard that the detail isn't the deepest. So I mean, when you go to Corvus Belli's website, you'd see there is like a lot of beautifully painted miniatures, and they should be, right? You're making a miniatures game, so the miniatures have to look good. But a lot of that detail is painted, apparently, from what I've read. Okay, so this is right. The material itself. Okay, so this is the Sirecast material. It doesn't behave like Games Workshop plastic, most definitely. It behaves a lot more like Forge World resin. But right, I don't know if any of you have dabbled with third-party miniatures, which you shouldn't. I'm talking about recasts, right? The resin that some recasters use is a lot more brittle, I want to say, and that's definitely what it feels like. But in terms of like in-hand feel, it's not bad. It's actually fine. But I would be hard pressed to say that this is injection molded plastic, because it certainly doesn't feel like it. But we're going to continue, like I said, right? This is the first model, so we are going to we're going to take it slowly, and we're going to go through this. We're going to build all these models today. I've got like 2 hours, so I can build like 15 models in 2 hours, right? That's definitely a thing that I can do. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build these guys, and I'm going to paint them probably on Thursday, actually. We're going to knock through these, and then, he says, we're going to play some games on stream. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to learn together, because I am happy to have a new game to play, let's say. After years and years of playing only Games Workshop stuff, it'll be cool to play something very different. And that's, as far as I understand, that's what Warcrow is. It's a very different game from anything Games Workshop produces. So I'm excited for that. Model line's not too bad on this, actually. Almost non-existent on the main piece, the main body piece. So on the arms, if we look at the detail's kind of shallow on the arms, but on the body, pretty good. I'm kind of happy with that. All right, so what do we need? So it does not. Oh, what have I done? Here we go. Actual super glue. Right. Despite no, they're not push fit. You definitely need to glue these together. There are like tabs and stuff that things will go into, so it's not just like flat surfaces we're talking about. But you're gonna have to glue these, and it's not the same kind of plastic Games Workshop uses, so you will definitely have to use super glue for these. So if that's something that you're not comfortable with, just bear that in mind if you are building these models. Right, so arms. Okay, one arm. And I'm really hoping that they don't have to go together in a specific way, because if these were, all right, I'm going to be doing a lot of comparison to Games Workshop models as I build these, because that's basically what I've been doing for the past like 30 years. Yeah, if these were like Games Workshop, they would have been cut in all sorts of different ways, and you'd have to do like, oh, here's sub-assembly 5 that you have to place together. But it doesn't look like that's happened here, which is very good news for me. Very good news for me. What I will do, I need like something I can rest my glue on. Okay, and leg. Yep, there we go. And now I've said that I haven't played a game of Warcrow yet. I have kind of skimmed the rules, so we are going to learn together how to play the game and how it is. But from what I can tell, it's a pretty interesting system. I like the dice mechanics that they use. So for every... There we go, look at that. It's really weird. It's like, I don't know if you can see it, but there's slightly different coloration on the body versus the arms. And now that's pretty common, right? When you have plastic components, because they dye the plastic ultimately is what they do. But it's very interesting also how there is more detail, like way more detail on the body than the arms. But for the time being, it looks absolutely fine. Now we're going to have incredibly thin pike pieces. This is really going to be a test for how brittle the material is. If I cut this and it breaks, then it's a very brittle material. If it doesn't, and it kind of flexes a little bit, which is what you want, then we should be fine. Because ultimately, once you've like painted these things and done them up, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. At least I don't believe you're going to be able to tell the difference. But from what I've seen so far, it's not a terrible material. And I haven't seen any of the massive issues that people were talking about yet. I mean, we are on model 1 of like 15, so we're getting there. Also, we need head. Heads are cool. We got the old bucket helms. That. Clean this up a little bit. And I'll alternate between the models, right, so we can see... Ooh. There we go. I'll alternate between the models so we can see the difference in quality between the two different things that they're putting out. But I do like the fact that in the starter set, they are giving you like the best quality of the models that they can do, right? And I get it. Siocast is cheaper. Unicool, whatever they're using, is more expensive. So they have made the better models in the better material. Right, so this head should just go pokey pokey, is that right? You just fit in there. It's like a little V slot, I guess. Nice, okay, that's a thing. And then he needs his halberd. Let's see how this goes. 1, 2. And yeah, I did not find a build guide in the box, which is weird. It is quite possible it's in the massive block of cardboard, like in that pack, but the starter thing itself, like the book, hasn't got a build guide, and I didn't see one in the box. It may well be that I'm blind and there is one, but I didn't see. Oh, this is interesting. What are we saying? Arms don't fit, maybe. We have to do a little bit of work on this, probably. Yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit of work on this because... Oh, unless it's the other way around. Is it the other way around? It can't be that way around because fingers don't work that way. Okay. We're going to have to do a bit of stretching. Now this stuff is a thermoplastic resin. Not resin, thermoplastic plastic. So what I should be able to do is, if I run into any very big problems, I should be able to heat this up and kind of coax it into place. But obviously that's not something that I want to do. This is fiddly. Very fiddly. Okay. No. Come on, Nathan. Come on, Nathan. You're supposed to be a professional at this. Okay. Try this again. Yeah, let's just make these flat surfaces. Because otherwise it's just not going to go on. Now, if anyone has any questions, by the way, about the models, about the quality, anything at all, I'm here for the next couple of hours, so happy to talk about it. What was I saying? Yeah, so I did say that I skimmed the rules. The dice system I find real interesting. So it's not like a straight D6 system. It reminds me of, did anyone play X-Wing, right? So X-Wing had like the D8s, but there were D8s of different colors and had different symbols on them that would tell you how many successes you got, basically, and then different colored dice were better and worse. It's very much like that. So it uses different colored dice. You've got attack dice, you've got defense dice. And those attack and defense dice will have successes on them. And they will have additional symbols for like your abilities. And if you want to activate an ability, you need to roll enough of that symbol. And the idea is it's successes versus successful attacks versus successful defense is all of the combat is done at the same time. And then on top of that, you get to see what abilities you get both on attack and on defense. I quite like that as an idea because it allows you to have a different variety of stat lines. So it could be like, when I'm attacking, I roll a red and 3 orange. But when another unit is attacking, it rolls a red, 2 orange, and a yellow. And then you get to differentiate between different attacks from different units in different ways. Decent chance you expect to scan a QR code. Maybe there's instructions. There is a QR code on there, on the box, but I don't know. Right. I mean, they're not, right, realistically, they're not difficult to put together. It's just, this is a little bit fiddly, getting the halberd arms to fit. We'll have to do a little bit of filling. Okay, so there we go. We have man number 1 with halberd. You see that on that hand? Yeah, it's almost like it's not long enough. So what I'm probably going to have to do is get like a little blob of green stuff, put that in there, make it a wrist. I found their website, the build guide is follow your intuition. Really? Okay, well, it seems to work. Here we go. Oh, and we have a little sword. Where does the little sword go? There's a little tab for the sword. I guess it goes on... Aha, okay, so the little sword will go here. I like how they both have halberds and swords, because that's important. Sometimes your halberd will not be very useful for you, and sometimes you need a sword, because swords are pretty good. There we go. Cool. So, miniature number 1. This is a Fiefdom Guisarmier. Okay, look, my pronunciation isn't great, but that's what this is. Men-at-arms for your for the common folk. And it's you know what? It's not bad. I really like the designs, right? The model designs are fantastic. It's just I think there might be a little bit of work to get some of this stuff to line up properly. Is it not gluing? Am I being stupid? Okay, so once all this glue sets, I will go back a little bit of green stuff, but get that working. So that's basically Cyocast. That's what the material is. It's weird. It's when you're cutting into it, it feels very brittle, but it's like flexible, if you get me. It feels, yes, we have, well, I don't think there are two head options. You got two heads in the thing, in the pack, but there are four of them. So I'm pretty sure the pack, there's another pack with only one head, without any heads. So I'm pretty sure you just get two of this sprue with four heads. They're very similar, the heads, right? It's like all enclosed town. So we're going to build all of these throughout tonight. But yeah, the material, it's flexible, but kind of, it feels brittle when you are cutting it and when you're working it. So it's a strange material. It's not like any other plastics that I've done before. But if you're having any worries about the quality, I think this is fine, really. I think on the bodies especially, the detail is deep, the detail is nice and crisp, and I kind of like it. I like the designs. It's just you get, and I've just pulled the sword off. You get this odd thing here with the hand, how it doesn't match up. So you are going to have to use green stuff on some of this stuff. Right, let's put this sword back on. Okay, come on, super glue, do your job. Do your job properly. There we go. All right, so the other stuff that you get is called Unicool. Let's start with the model with the fewest pieces, which I think is this one. Let's take a look. 2 pieces. We like 2 pieces. Okay. So, Unicool is like a resin, basically. Very much in the same vein as Forge World, which means you get bendy swords. Wonderful. But that's kind of, it's an occupational hazard of the material, right? I'm not going to hold that against them. I'm not going to hold that against you, Corvus Belli. Though the quality, the detail, wow. I need to show you guys this. There we go. Look at that. That's pretty good. I like this. This is specifically for the hero models, right? The hero models will be of the better material, and it shows. Wow, this is kind of great. Okay, let's clean this up. This was very simple. 2 pieces. So, for those of you who haven't played the game before, the way the units work is that you've got your hero, and then you have the unit around them, and they all move as like one block. Kind of like, think Spearhead, almost, right? Where it's actually one unit, but the hero is leading the unit. And the hero is basically what's going to be doing all the stuff, and the unit is basically glorified encounters for the hero, essentially. So you want your hero models to be real cool, and you know what? If they are all to this quality, I will be very happy. So this is what, just a peg, right? Yeah, this is just a peg. It goes in here. Little bit of a bendy sword, but it's resin, we know. Look at that. That's actually kind of awesome. That's really awesome. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's build more of this stuff. And then more of this stuff, I think. Because that's what we got. I've actually got the, you know what? I've got the, I have the cards here. So I should have all, like, the names of the things. Oh, excuse me, I still haven't got rid of this cough, unfortunately. Let's move this out of the way. So this, I guess, is Verena of Aurtigard. There she is. And this is what I was saying about the dice, right? You've got attack dice, you've got defense dice. On attack, she's rolling 1 red and 2 orange. On defense, she's rolling 2 greens and a black. And then, oh, this is in Spanish. Other side? English. There we go. Cool. And then she's got a bunch of different abilities that you can use throughout the turn. So you are Verena of Aurtigard. There we go. You go like this. Boop. And that's you done. And we are building also. What else are we building? These guys. Yeah, only cool. Exactly. Fiefdom Guisarmier. Yeah, this is what we are also building. So these are these. Oop, put that there. Verna, you go there. Verna, you are an amazing one. We're going to build some more of that because that is kind of wild. What are you? Long legs. Okay, let's see what we can build next. Master Uruk. This is what we're building next. Master Uruk. I think Master Uruk is another hero model, so it should be the big chongus. Yeah, here he is. This one. Let's build some more Unicorn because Jesus, very good, very good. Like I almost wonder if it's like okay, this isn't a cheap box, right? This is up there with Games Workshop level pricing that you're paying for this box, right? Especially for a starter set. I know I got this for free, but the question is, would I buy it? And I almost wonder if it's worth putting a couple of pounds extra on top of this box to produce everything in this resin. Like it will be way more expensive, and it will totally be way more expensive. But I think it might be worth it. I've only built one of these so far. Bear that in mind. So we will get through this eventually. Right, so this we're building Master Uruk. He is a big old demon dude. So let's build a big old demon dude. We like building big old demon dudes. Anyone who's seen any of my other stuff knows that I like big old demon dudes. This very good. We've got little. Oh, he's got little arms. Okay, he's got little arms and he's got big arms. Is it tabs? Yeah, little tabs. Okay. Cool. Okay, and that's basically it. Like the prep of these things. Like the closest analogy I can give is Forge World resin, and this stuff blows Forge World resin out of the water. By the way, like really, like this, the unicorn material that they're using, it's really good. So he has little arms and he has big arms. I guess as I make a mess, I guess we do little arms first, and then the big arms will kind of go on the outside. Is that what I do? Probably. Looks like a right-hand arm. Yeah? What is this? Oh, okay. It's like a weird shoulder joint. Very good. And it is still, right, it is still resin, so you'll probably need a little bit of cleanup. Like, I don't expect every single model to go together perfectly, but you know what? At least you don't get, like, it's been a big problem of, again, more comparisons to Games Workshop here. Games Workshop's more recent stuff, where they 3D print their masters for Forge World, and some of that stuff you see mold lines on. Like I have a buddy who got like it's really evident on their Space Marine characters. I have a buddy who had to get the same character from Forge World like 3 times because there were print lines on on all of the copies that he managed to get. Like it was kind of crazy. Again, this stuff is resin. So you will be using super glue, but it's nice. Like the way they've designed these models to go together is real good. Like they hide the joints in the shoulders. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. There we go. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Where is it? There he is. See, they're hiding all the joints in the shoulders, which is great. That's exactly what you want to do. Detail is crisp. On the back, there's the right way round. On the back, there's a whole bunch of nice crisp detail. I like this. I like this a lot. It looks like he has a tail. Am I missing a tail? No. Okay, he might not have a tail. Fair enough. Okay, he doesn't have a tail. But cool, Master Uruk. Another wonderful model. I will take it. They got bases, right? Can I glue them to bases? This is what we're doing. Is there some slot-based stuff? No, they're all solid bases. Are they all the same size bases? It's a question that I have. Looks like, yeah, all right. It looks like they're all the same size bases as well, which is absolutely fine. No problems with that. Why not? Let's have these boys stand up. Let's clean the bottom so that I don't mess up. And yeah, sure, the card stock could be a little bit thicker, but you know what? They're cards at the end of the day. Like, in reality, if I was playing Warcrow properly, I would get all of these cards sleeved. It looks like they're tarot card sized, I think. So you can get like tarot card sleeves to put all that stuff in. That's like the smallest of an issue. Okay, so you, Master Uruk. You will stand. Yeah, of course you. Wow, big boy, big boy, big boy. Okay. Verena, you're going to stand too. Give you the power of standing. I'll probably have to go back. Excuse me. I'll probably have to go back with some hot water. Straighten out this blade, just because like resin is resin, and it will basically act like resin regardless of what you're trying to do. I need to clean up the bottoms of the 1, 2. Yeah, resin is resin, and resin will just act the way it acts, right? So there's nothing you can really do about that. But very impressed with the quality. There we go. She's standing. Perfect. Okay. Let's do another one of these. Oh no, glue. Wonderful. New cutting mat. Glue all over it. I guess that's what the cutting mat is for. And it's to stop me from messing up my desk. Let's say. You can go in there. There we go. You go there. You go like this. You shut this. All right. So we need to build more of these. I have one of these. You are a dude with a hammer. You are another fiefdom Guisarmier. I guess fiefdom men at arms. Is that what it means? Maybe? Possibly? Possibly? Let's see if this one goes a bit better. You see there's no helmet sprue in this one. So it's like you get 4 helmets. You're making 4 guys. There's a leader that you'll put into this. This one is a different sculpt. And again, you know what? On the body, it's good quality. It's legitimately good quality on the body. But then when you go to the arms, like, it's okay. It's fine. Like, I think the body's going to be the thing that you see the most, right? So I don't mind the body being higher quality, but it's very strange. Like, I don't know how you manage to do that. It may just be a sculpting thing. It may just be how they sculpted them, right? Okay, the sprue went flying. But I have 2 arms, which is absolutely fine. Here we go. So 1 body, 2 arms. We need a helmet. The connection... Just dropping things. Connection point on this helmet isn't the best. And again, like, it's this oddly flexible material. Like, if they made everything out of Unicool, I would buy this stuff in a heartbeat. But it's not a game breaker for me, the material that they're using, because overall the quality does seem decent, and I think they learned a lot of lessons from the first release, specifically, and they've tightened up their procedures. So it's fine. It's fine. But like I said, this is a premium product that they are selling, so you cannot expect it to be good, right? So we're going to do arms, head, arms and head. Good. This. What is this? A tag? Like, and I'm not trying to be overly critical. It's just, you know what, I've done this for a long time. I've built a lot of models in my day. And like it or not, Games Workshop is the market leader. Um, so people are going to compare it to Games Workshop. Um, like, for most people, Games Workshop will be their first interaction with the miniature wargaming hobby. Like most people, I mean. So you have to kind of compare favorably to that. How is this Albert going? Oh, it's like this. Okay. Yeah, 1, 2. Probably realistically a little bit of filling on this shoulder is what we're going to be needing. I don't know. It's kind of okay. Yep. Helmet. Is that a tab? Oh no, or is it part of the model? No, it's not part of the model. Okay. Yep. Helmet. Going. Is this the right helmet? Is there another? There is another helmet sprue. Where's the other helmet sprue? These are crazy boys. This is Bannerbearer. No, no. Okay. You don't have a helmet, so there should be one more. Really? There were two helmets in here. Okay. I think this is the way it goes. Two helmets in here. So this is the one that I've been working with, which is now stuck to my fingers, as is the way. Here we go. Two helmets. So I guess this one, you've got the one with the female hair, and then you've got this one, which I guess is the helmet that corresponds to this miniature. Let's find out. Yeah, that's fine. Oh no, female hair, female hair. This one has like braids. Yes, 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 yes. Sorry, this is totally the correct head because it's got um long hair basically. There we go. Like you can totally see it. There you go. You see, like from here, it's fine. Like the quality is absolutely fine if you ask me. It's just a very strange material to work with. That's all. Um, Halberd. Look, it's like I can twist it. I can totally twist it. Um, let's clean up all of this. This is all fine. This is fine. Clean up this hand. All right. Let's hopefully glue this together properly. Are there tabs? On some of them, on some of the arms, there. Here's my clue. On some of the arms, there are tabs. On some of the arms, there aren't. Go. Boop, boop. Halberd, and then we will have a little sword. As I drop it, he says. Right. Here we go. I made a halberdier. And you know what? Second one? Pretty good. I like that. I like this a lot. It came out well. This is great. This went together easier than the first one. That's either I'm getting better or it's just better designed as a model. Let's put these on bases. She needs her sword, which is absolutely fine. So this halberdier. And he is now glued, which is great. Okay, you kind of stick there. That should be absolutely fine. Cool. All right. So, if I turn this over, is everything just going to pop off? Maybe. No, we are okay. Okay, we got one halberdier, two halberdiers. Where's my glue? My glue is here. Yeah, so probably what I'll do today is I'll build all of this. Then on Thursday, I will do my regular painting stream where I will paint all of this. I mean, I'll paint as much of this as possible. He says. Then I get Charles round, and we'll actually play some games on stream. Cool, we got halberdiers, and that's your sword. Right. We have Halberdier Flag Bearer, which I guess is the hero for this. This is another helmet. She got a couple of different arms? No, she doesn't have a couple of different arms. Okay. That's her sword, though. These pieces are all hers. We've got some other bits. Let's build another one of these, because I really like building these. This one. Ooh, alright. What are you? Progenitor Sculptor? Breath. I think this is Breath that we're going to build. Weird names. Hey, it's a fantasy world, so we'll play fantasy models. So we're going to build Breath. Another one of these heroes. Again, this unique stuff. Amazing. I can show you like the detail that we got going on. Like, wonderful detail happening here. It's all crisp. It's all deep. We love it. We love it. We love this material. I love this material. It's not massively difficult to work with either. Like, Forge World Risen can be a real dog, but this isn't. I think they were real smart in how they chop the models apart and where they put the channels, that kind of thing. So I'm real happy at this. Right, that's one. So this is a head. This is a head. As I go through this, as I learn the game, we'll be able to take some more questions. But like I said, I've got basically the most rudimentary knowledge of how this game works for the time being. Oh, that's a question. Oh, is it? It is a little peg. Where's the hand? Oh! Oh, this is interesting how this goes in. Okay, so I think we got to do leg first, is what we're doing. Leg first. Very good. Then the hands go in. The hands, there are these tiny little pegs which you put in. So make sure you don't like chop them off when you're building this stuff. But it's like this way around. Yeah, this way around. So this goes into that hole. There's a chain that goes in the middle. There's a little hole here. Yeah, okay. So this will kind of, you need a little bit of flex in this, but it's not bad. Very nice. Okay, and I think that is not detail. Nice. And then head. You're looking this way? You are looking this way. Oh, she's breathing, it's just like she's breathing smoke. She's got like a little pipe. Wonderful. All right, cool. And this is breath. Very awesome detail, awesome miniature. They did a real good job. Real good job. Nice. I like this. I like this a lot. You want a base? Like this material is great to work with. Like whatever they've done, um, it's fantastic. So more of this. There we go. Breath is done. Awesome. So we've done breath. We've done Verena. We've done Master Uruk. We've got what two more hero models to go through, and then we've got a bunch of these. I got a guy with a hammer here. Let's build a guy with a hammer. So let's look at this quality. This isn't, you know what, this ain't bad. It's not bad. Who is this? I guess this is this one. This is the Knight of the Sacred Relic that we're building now. Knight of the Sacred Relic. Let's look at the components first. Again, decent quality. I like it. It seems like, from what I've read, that they have I was going to say Corvus Belli have largely fixed their previous Cytocast problems. Because these models aren't nearly as bad as what people were saying. So I think this is pretty good. I'm not unhappy to work in this material. It just takes a little bit of getting used to if you're used to like harder plastics, that's all. Cool, okay, and this piece kind of, what is this? This is shoulder, oh! Aha! Okay, I probably have to do the arm before I do this, by the looks of things. So you two are together. This is a foot. This is the arm. Alright, so do I do the arm first? Maybe I do the arm second. So and yeah, what I'll be doing at the end of all of this little project is I'll be putting all of this together into like actual like videos, so you guys can see with all my comments on there. Right, so you should just like stick. Where are the connection points? Ah, ha, ha, ha. I understand. I understand. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, kind of looking forward to this, actually. Getting everything built and playing some games. Um, I don't know. Okay, if I don't know if anyone can tell me. Do Corvus Belli run events for this, or is it all like third party? Because I know they're out in Spain, right? And so I'm not expecting um, big first party events, but you know, like big conventions, maybe at like UK Games Expo, something like that. Is that do the Corvus Belli put on events for this, or is it a community run thing? If anyone can tell me that, that'd be great. Cool. This goes together fairly nicely. That's all right. Leg. Not be lazy, and let's clean up all the bits. He says, as it just comes rocketing off. There we go, nice. Okay, so hammer and head I need to work on. Should just be able to. No, we can't stand up. All right. It's going to be a glue job, I think. Just hold this in place. There we go. Let's just hold that in place for the time being. Get that leg to properly cure before we carry on, I think. It's not properly curing. What have I done wrong? I know. That's fine. Okay, let's put this down very gently. Yep, right, let's clean up his head. And big hammer, Knight of the Sacred Relic. Got big old mitten hands. Fun. Yeah, that's fine. Mold lines aren't too bad on these, actually. They are kind of okay. So legs, have you glued? You have glued. Okay. Want it? No. Let's do the arm first, and then we'll do the head. Is it this way around? Yes, he's swinging upwards with big hammer. There's a peg that goes there, and this is like a flat surface. Is that right? Leg has come off again. All right, I'm gonna have to do something about that leg. Some of these surfaces, for some reason, just don't want to glue. Like, what on earth is going on? Aha! It's on. Might they require cleaning first? You know what? I think they might. Like, it's silicone mold stuff, right? But it is plastic. It's supposed to be plastic. So maybe it is a case of cleaning this stuff for removal agent. Which is again one of those things. This is a starter set. Ideally, it would have as low barrier to entry in terms of an out of the box experience, right? Because that's ideally what you want out of a starter set. You just want to be able to open up the box um, and start building your toys. Uh, and again, there wasn't an assembly guide in the box, so if they wanted me to clean the miniatures, I would have expected an assembly guide, and the assembly guide said, big exclamation mark, clean the miniatures first. Okay, it's stuck. Now I got to sort out this leg. It hasn't stuck. God. Am I doing it the wrong way around? I'm not doing it the wrong way around. Is it just me? Is a great question. All right, there we go. All right, you guys can glue. Then I will get that leg back on, stick all of that to the base because it should have some structure in there, and we'll be fine. Okay, arms on. Next, get this leg back on. Okay. Okay. Leg is back on. Now, it may, have, it may have just been one of those weird glue things, right? When you're working with super glue, if you're not like super familiar with it, it can totally be the case that you're like, oh yes, I'm gluing all these pieces together, and then for some reason there's one component that just doesn't wants to glue for whatever reason, and it happens. It happens on everyone's models. This is a little peg. Nice. No head. I'm trying to really gingerly put this together here without like knocking anything over. There we go. We did it. We did it. All right. I can build a model. My entire my entire wargaming career is vindicated. I can build one model. Right. So this is the Knight of the Sacred Relic. Well, let's get this up here for you guys to be able to see. Quality is pretty good, actually. Look, nice and crisp. Especially here on that shoulder pad, all very good. On the back, we've just got basically lots of cape. But this one isn't bad. This one is actually okay. So I mean, so far, Sailcast, for whatever they've done with this release, pretty good. It's fine. All right, let's glue this to a base so I don't have to knock it anymore. Cool. You get base. Complete with tactical rock. Okay, Knight the Sacred Relic is done. Shall I build another halberdier? I guess so, but first let's glue this sword to the existing halberdier that I have. You know what I totally forgot to do? I totally forgot to press record. So half of this is going to be great quality, half of this is going to be not so great quality. But we'll go through it at the end. There we go. Nice. Cool. So, as a recap, what we've done so far, we built 6 models from the starter set. We have Siocast, we have Unicool. Siocast is like their injection. What did I? I've written it down. Silicon rubber injection molding. That's what that is. And Unicool is resin casting. So very much like Forge World. Siocast is fine. It's okay. It's a bit of a weird material to work with, actually. Like you can see it. Like so, this is Siocast. It is plastic. But it's like both brittle and oddly flexible, right? So it's a bit of a strange material to work with. You have to use super glue on this stuff. Plastic glue will not work on this because it's a different kind of plastic, so it's not just melting it together. Unicool though, Unicool is. Oh, well, actually, no. Let's talk about the quality of this. In the previous starter set, Siocast had problems. There are all sorts of mismolds. The quality, the quality of the detail wasn't deep enough. It wasn't crisp enough. But they seem to have largely fixed that in this set. Let's look at some of the halberdiers. See, quality is absolutely fine. Nice quality on the braids, on the bodies, very good. That I kind of like. So the halberdiers, they seem to be coming out fine. And then we've got also this boy, the Knight of the Sacred Relic. Again, quality is absolutely fine. There is no problems with this. I have no issues. It's just, and his head has come off. It's just working with Siocast as a material for someone who is used to working with stuff like Games Workshop plastic. It's a very different beast. It works, it kind of handles a lot more like a resin than classic plastic miniatures, right? That's how it handles. So just think about that when you're building this stuff. You are going to have to use super glue because plastic glue doesn't work. Unicool, on the other hand, amazing. Like, I would go out on a limb and say that their Unicool product is better than Forge World resin. Like, way better than Forge World resin. Like, let's take a look at this. This is Verena? Verena? Verena, why not? Look at the detail that you're getting out of this miniature. Fantastic. Amazing, amazing. I've built 3 so far. We're going through them slowly. We've got Verena. We have Breath, who again, the detail on this model is kind of crazy. It's crisp, it's deep enough, all of the subtle detail is there, like the puffing of her cheeks because she's blowing out. All the detail on her headdress is in there. That's fantastic. This is all unique, and this is really, really good. And this one is Master Uruk of the Evil Guys. And again, he's got 6 arms. He's a big old demon boy. He's got a little bottle, and he's got little arms, and he's got big arms. But look at all of the detail that they've managed to get out of this. So, Unicorn as a product is wonderful. I'm really enjoying it. It goes together easily. It doesn't really need cleaning or that much cleaning. The way they've designed the sprues are really good, really intuitive. So this is all great. This stuff, massive improvement from what it used to be. It's just got its quirks as a material to work with. That's where we are at the moment. We're going to continue. And I'm going to get this little pile of plastic stuff done. We've got 1, 2, 3. We got 4. What are we going to build next? Do I build another halberdier? Is that what I do, or shall I build? What are these? Progenitors. I've got progenitors. I've got needle, which is, I guess, one of these. Oh no, intact. These are the intact. Okay, let's build some intact. Well, let's build a intact. We haven't built one yet. You know, we're going to build some bad guys. This is the model that I need. This is an intact. We've got like a pile of packaging going on in the corner. Let's look at the quality. Again, this is more Sayakast. So, I mean, it's pretty good. Like, if we take a look at some of these components. Like, that's as good as any. The quality is as good as anything else you would expect. So we're looking all right. We are looking okay. We got, what are these? Claw arms? Yes, intact have claw arms. Okay. They are Wolverines. All Wolverines. Let's see how this miniature goes together. Because, like, for this one in particular, this halberdier, there's a little bit of an issue there on that hand, but it's not something that you can't fix. Overall, they go together okay. They're just a bit fiddly. Like, I'm never a fan of the 2 arms cut at the hands, and then you got to fit a thing between the hands. Like, that socket, I've never liked. But I get why people do it, right, from a design standpoint. So it's okay. So we're going to build an intact. And hopefully it will be intact by the end of me doing this. And also, I will not cut my hand off. Showing you all the worst techniques when building your miniatures. And yeah, for anyone who's just joined me, what we're going to be doing is we'll build all this on stream, we'll paint all this on stream. I think on Thursday, I'm going to do my kind of, but not really usual painting stream, where we will paint all, well, we'll paint as much of the stuff as possible. I may just get it all like undercoated. What is that? Is that an arm? Or a shoulder? No, that isn't a shoulder. Yeah, we'll get all of this at least in block colors, and then I will grab Charles. He will come over. We will play through the starter missions, because there are a bunch of starter missions in that book, kind of teaching us how to play. And we'll do it together, right? Like, that's what we'll do. We're learning a new game here. It's exciting times. Like, there are some, like, legitimately, like, if you go over to Corvus Belli's website and you look up Warcrow, there are some legitimate good models on there. Like, in terms of sculpting quality, they're very, very good. We just have to see if they translate into actual miniature quality, because that's always the thing, right? We are playing a miniatures game, so ultimately, you want the miniatures to be good. Okay, we got 2 heads in this set. Oh, yeah, look, it's a little bit like it's not the stiffest material that I would have hoped. It's strange. Sidecast is a really strange material to work with. It's like one part brittle and then the other part really flexible, which is weird. Okay, 2 heads. Hey, let's put this thing together. I guess it's what? Leg, body, arm. What am I doing? There's some flash going on. These legs, for some reason, there are tabs on these legs, right? So it should be fairly straightforward to put them on. But for some reason, they do not want to attach. Body. Where's this? It's this way around. Although, just by looking at the models, I think intact will go together way more easily than the Hubbard is. Yeah. Okay, they kind of got like crazy Uruk High style half helms, which is fun. This way, right? Is this the right arm? Yep, this is the right arm. Very good. And the other arm. Okay, cool. Base. Done. Right. Let's show you an intact. Right, I have to hold it weird because it's gluing and I've done something really stupid. But there we go. Cool. So let's look at the detail on this one. Pretty good. actually. I can't complain about the intact. I think the details come out very nicely. It seems like for the material, the larger the model is, the better it comes out. So I'm happy with the intact. They're pretty good. A little bit of flash on the claw, which I've just taken off because I'm stupid. I'm missing a piece though. Like, that's totally a thing. Where does that piece go? Again, this is the problem with them not shipping with build instructions in the box. There we go. So, is it? What is this? What is this? Is it like? Is it? Oh, these are arms with hands. This arm has come off again. Okay. So what is this? There are hands here. So I guess this goes on the back because there's also a little slot for it. So let's make a guess. Educated guess. Guess you go in here, right? Is it? Did they? Oh, does it stand up? It does stand up. Right, it's like a little halo kind of thing. Hi, it's got horns. Aha, okay, cool. Right, there we go. That's where we are with the intact. Small base for the Beastal guy. Yes, it is. This base is kind of small. They all have the same size base, so I don't know if that's a money-saving thing or something. But it's fine. It's okay. I guess you could put these on bigger bases. Like the models themselves don't really matter. What really matters is the heroes in the units. But let's carry on. Okay, how many have I got? I got 2 hero models left. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this guy 5. So let's build the halberdier, the banner halberdier, build another hero model, build these. Intact go together really well, actually. Really, really well. Heinz D, welcome. We are building Warcrow. Because Corvus Belli was good enough to give me a call. Well, they didn't give me a call. They gave me a call. And they said, Aitan, you are generally pretty good at this kind of thing, so we want to send you some stuff. And I said, yes. So, believe it or not, it's actually a sponsored video. Okay, so this halberd has flag. All right. And at the end of this, I will do a roundup, I promise. What am I hearing? The models are nice this time. Yeah, so they shipped with 2 different kinds of model. They got Siocast, which is all of this stuff in this column, and they got Unicool, which is all of this stuff in this column. Siocast is ultimately the same product that they shipped the previous set with, but I heard some real horror stories about Siocast last time, like in terms of the quality and how bits didn't fit together and all this kind of stuff. And I'm happy to report that at least so far, I haven't seen any of that. Well, I mean, apart from very minor things that can happen, like this halberdier's arm doesn't really fit. So there's going to be a little bit of filling there. So in terms of the miniature quality, I'm actually pretty happy. The detail seems crisp enough, rather. So I'm pretty happy with it. My weird thing about Siocast is the fact that it isn't plastic. or rather, it doesn't act like normal plastic. It's kind of like both brittle and weirdly flexible, and it's just a strange material to work with, basically. Um, that's my real gripe with it. But once all these models are built and painted, um, it's not basically not going to be a problem. I don't think. My other problem is that they haven't released build instructions in the book. So some of this stuff, like I mean, it's all fairly straightforward in how it goes together. But some of this stuff might not be the most intuitive. What am I doing? Arms first? Yeah, I guess. The unicool stuff, though, on this side, all the heroes and the impressive pieces, wonderful, wonderful material to work with. I cannot praise it highly enough. The detail is super crisp. The models are wonderful anyway, like, because ultimately that's why we're here, right? We're here to play a miniatures game, and if the miniatures don't look good, that's going to be a problem. But Unicool does not have those issues at all. It's a fantastic thing. What is this? This arm does not belong. It has to belong. It totally has to belong. There's nowhere else for it to go. Oh, does it? Is it raise your hand? Hopefully they go, well, yeah. So, I mean, they haven't, because the basic rank and file are still Sailcast. But it's fine. Like, as material, it's okay. I need to see what this model actually looks like. Right. This one. Yeah, she's pointing. She's totally pointing. Okay, well, we built this. We built this, one of these. I've still got that to build. We built this. I've got her to build. We built Hammerman. We built two of these. So, we're getting there. Yeah, she's totally pointing. She should be pointing. Why isn't she pointing? Clean this up also. Theme? No, it's not seem like I can the model. Right, let's not mess up. You know what might be easier for this model in particular is just to cut off this tab. It's actually pretty nice feedback to hear. Currently thinking about getting into a new skirmisher, somewhere between Warcrow, Infinity, Trench Crusade, or Malifaux. I played Malifaux. I played the old edition of Malifaux, and I was pretty happy with it. Malifaux is kind of crazy because it's got the card system instead of a dice system, which is pretty nice. From what I've read of these rules, I like them. But bear in mind, I have not yet played a game of this, and I have not played it in any depth. At the moment, I'm kind of enamored with the fact that it's not Games Workshop, and it feels very not Games Workshop, right? Like, after playing Games Workshop games for like 30 years, it's very refreshing to play a game system that isn't within their sphere of influence. Because ultimately, most Games Workshop games are kind of the same. It's only really Kill Team and Warcry in terms of like physical skirmisher games. Like, sure, you can say Underworlds, but Underworlds is a different thing entirely. It's more a board game than anything else. It's basically Kill Team and Warcry that have kind of expanded out from, okay, I'm going to roll a dice to hit, roll a dice to wound, you're going to make your save. Do you make your save? If yes, no, do a bunch of wounds. So that's what I'm really liking about the game system so far. Like before I've actually played it. Trench Crusade I've also heard very good things about. I think ultimately, if you're looking for any game, this is just general advice for anybody. You need people to play against, so that should be the number one priority. If you have a local play group that's playing Malifaux, then you can play Malifaux because you've got people to play against. Which is kind of my problem, right? Like, I don't really play casually because I don't have the time to, and I only play at events. So for something like Warcrow, for me to play this a lot, there would have to be events for it. And then I could easily go and play, right? But I don't know yet, is the answer. If anyone can tell me if, I guess Corvus Belli aren't putting on events by themselves, they might be, I don't know. But at like conventions and stuff, are they doing that? Like, was there... I didn't see it because I didn't spend a lot of time in the other halls, but was there Warcrow at UK Games Expo, for example? Were they running an event for that? I don't know, is the answer. If anyone can tell me, then yeah, maybe I will check out some of the local Warcrow communities, and if there's events going on, I'm happy to play. Little tab. And it is, admittedly, getting... Oh, God, let's not take that arm off. Building these things are getting easier as I go along. So, like, that quirk about Siocast, the material, I'm slowly getting around. And Corvus Belli really wanted to send me this box, as opposed to the last box. So I had to wait a couple of months, and they sent me this, which is good. I'm kind of happy with it. As a starter product for like a new gamer, I think some of the challenges working with this material will be interesting for like a new gamer. But for anyone who is kind of familiar with how all this stuff works and how it goes together, it shouldn't be a massive problem once you get around that initial quirk of the Siocast material. Right, this shit will just glue, he says. Oh. Haha! Cool, right. I'm going to let this all cure before I show this off to you. So we will make something else. She needs a sword. She has a little sword. So, there's one more halberdier to do. There's... this is that halberdier. There is 1, 2... Is it 3? Or are you a separate model? No. There's 3 more intacts. I've got an intact head there. I've got a halberdier head there. And then that's basically it. Oh no, there's... One of these should be a Progenitor Sculptor. Maybe it's in this. That looks like an intact. That's intact. These are all intact. That's an intact. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Is one of these the Progenitor Sculptor? Or are you the Progenitor Sculptor? We'll find out. We will find out. Let's make another character model, I think. Let's make... Oh no! this isn't Verena. This is Morgane of Jauffret because her hair is like that. Haha. In that case, let's make Verena. So it should be not that one. This one. Yes, this one is Verena. Hey, Verena, are you a nice model? It's been yes so far. Oh wow. Okay, right. It is resin. Unicorn is totally resin. So we do have bendy stick syndrome. So it should just be able to be like straightened out. Like a bit of hot water will straighten this out. So it should be fine. Okay. So again, real easy. Entire back piece just like slots in like that, and then on, it's like almost no cleanup on these models. They just go together, and this is what you want out of a starter set product, right? You want the miniatures to just work with minimal effort, and that's it. that's literally it. We've just built a model. Right. So this one is actually Verena of Aurtigard. Let's take a look at her. Boop. Look at that, lovely. Little bit of cleaning up to do. Small amount of cleaning up, like some of that flash. But the quality on the model is again wonderful, wonderful. Like on the staff specifically, that's where you would want to see decent detail. So this is great. I like this. Let's clean up some of this flash, which is basically the job is so easy. It's just like, oh, let's scrape your blade on the inside. And then it's all done. Yeah, that's basically it. Wonderful. Cool. All right. Well done, Corvus Belli. At the end, we'll go through all the models, and I will give my final verdict. I can't even speak. Final verdict on this. So Verena's done. Okay, so next I got two left. I got Needle and the Progenitor Sculptor. So am I missing a model? What's going on? This is the book that you get in the book. These are all empty. Like, what is the Progenitor Sculptor? What do you get in the box? So claw guys, 1, 2, 3. You get 4 claw guys, which are 1, 2, 3, 4. Were there 2 models in this? One model in this. 4 claw guys. You get Needle, which is I guess this one. You get Big Red, which is Master Uruk, and you get Breath, which is this one. Okay, so I'm not missing anything, I guess. Aha! No, I'm just stupid. This is not an intact because it's got the fancy head piece. This is actually the Progenitor Sculptor. Is that right? Am I being crazy? No, I'm totally right. Okay, you're actually Progenitor Sculptor, and I haven't built any intact yet. Okay, sure. All right. What have I got left? So you should be glued now. So let's take a look at the Halberdier banner bearer. Again, nice detail. It's not bad. Like realistically, it's not bad. Detail's good enough. I think. So yeah, some of it is a little shallow. Like you see on the down here, some of it is a little shallow, but for the most part, I think it's fine. Once it's got paint on it, I think it'll be okay. Okay, so let's make, excuse me, an actual intact then, because I thought I made an intact, but I didn't make an intact. So let's go. The quality of this, pretty good. Not gonna lie, it's pretty good. Little bit of, is that scarring or is that? I think that's a mold line. No, that's not a mold line. That's actually something for the model. Right, so we got heads. We got some ladies here. Head, head, head. Or is it just, is this a choice of two heads for that? Possibly. Possibly. Alright, legs. And there is, admittedly, on these models anyway, specifically, I can only really speak for the models I have in front of me, very little in the way of like flash to have to remove. So, but the quality is pretty good. I can't complain about this. Now, I don't know if the pieces are interchangeable. That's something I don't know because they all come in little like pre-done baggies, right? So I don't know if you can put like, oh, these claws will go on this guy instead, and if it will look good. Arms, I guess. Yeah, little arms. But the attacks do seem to go together much easier, much better, rather than he says as he just breaks a leg off. They do seem to go together a lot easier than the habitus. Come on, legs. Got a favorite faction so far? Well, I mean, I haven't played the game yet. From the looks out of these two boxes, um, I kind of like these guys, like the bad guys out of this box. I'll tell you why. It's because their heroes are totally up my alley in terms of like design and how they are. Right, so we will see. We'll see if they're actually any good, and if I gel with their playstyle. How does this piece go on? How do these pieces go? What? Aha, okay, there's a little tab. This is like this. Yes. Okay, we got it. All right. Sure. One of the bad guys in like a bit. Yes, 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 totally. That's the next one. It's Needle. Needle is the next one I have to build, and it is kind of the one where it is being carried in a baby carrier. Totally, totally, totally like that. I'm probably going to build that next, actually. And you need a head. You know what? Again, I think it's a case of just like cutting the tab off, not using the tab might work better. Yep, totally works better. Not using the tab for the leg. Cool. Let's put this on a base. Let's put the head on. Let's build baby carrier. One, two, three, four models left. We are getting there. What's the stand? Yeah, exactly. I do really like the aesthetic of this. Let's build it. Why not? Okay, you build, you glue intact. We'll get back to that. So this is Needle that we're going to build now. Last of the heroes you got up there, made of Unicool, fantastic. We love that. I love that. More Unicool, more good. Right, there's a lot of pieces going on, which means I need to actually think about what I'm doing. Uh, Although this seems to be fine. Uh, yeah. And don't cut off the hand. These are legs. Right, yeah. So the way this model works is it's got like a set of rear legs, like coming out its back. And then it's got its actual legs, which are like small legs, which are tucked underneath its body. Yeah, Unicorn is, yeah, 100%. Unicorn is a resin. Much more like Forge World resin, but the quality that they've managed to get out of it is great, 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 like fantastic. It's, if you ask me, is better than Forge World quality. What they've done with Unicorn. Cellcast is plastic, but not the same kind of plastic as you would use normally in like a Games Workshop model. Unicool is resin. Cool, and then this. So this should all just fit together wonderfully. If the other models were anything to go by. Wood elves and dwarves. Yeah, maybe. I mean, this is so. The box before this wasn't that long ago. Like Warcrow itself as a game is still fairly new. So maybe they will do another starter set with Wood elves and dwarves. One, two. Oh, I'm stupid. There we go. That's not how it goes. Right, it is one of these. It is a dodgy Games Workshop job. Okay, cool. I don't want to say dodgy. It's like where you need to put... This is the only model so far that you've had to put together in the correct order. So it's like... look, there's a tab in here. Right? And this is where the thing goes. It's like... If it's this way round... like that, aha. Aha! That piece goes in there. This piece goes in here for the legs. These two arms magically just fit in the little holes where they're exactly supposed to, despite being resin, and normally you wouldn't think that it works like that. Then there's an arm. There's a top arm, which fits into this because it's like a spool of thread, which is why it's called needle. I'm getting it. I'm slowly getting it. Is why it's called needle. It's got a spool of thread. So this does. Oh, he's sticking his hands together. That's not what I want. This does totally just fit in here real nicely. Good. And then the other side has little candle, a big candle. This is a massive candle, a big candle. Perfect. Oh, this is what? This is great. Okay, let's take a look. This is needle. Again, Unicool is the material. I mean, what more do you want, right? Amazing. The miniature is literally amazing. This is the back. You can see all of the details. So yeah, he's got it has the lower set of legs that come out of its back that it kind of walks on. And it's basically like a baby carrier backpack. She's kind of like Dr. Octopus, you know? I love it. This is great. This model's fantastic. This faction is awesome. I'm not a massive fan of Intact, like the way the models look, but you know what? These heroes are good enough. They are good enough. I think Charles is going to have to play the boring good guys, but he generally tends to enjoy that actually. So we'll take it. Okay, needle's done. How many more models do we have to do? 1, 2, 3 more models to do. So we're going to finish these now. And then I'm going to say my final piece. Didn't think they're baby carrier. Well, that's what it is, technically, I guess. Well, it's more like a Doc Ock backpack. If it grew out of his back and was made of meat instead of made of robots. But, you know. Let's finish my habits. Yeah, they look really cool. They're kind of like Cities of Sigmar for Age of Sigmar. Um, but these helmet designs are a lot better than the Cities of Sigmar helmet designs, if you ask me. Um, I just think the models themselves kind of look better. Okay, this is fine. There's a little tab. Okay, so the way these are supposed to go together is that one of the hands has like a tab that you're supposed to use, and it should all fit in. Now we'll see. Okay. Yeah, these are more fantasy helm, right? Like it's the same kind of design, and you can see it like the design elements where these were influenced and where Cities of Sigmar were influenced. But these are more fantasy, which is kind of what I want out of my fantasy skirmisher. Um, so that's why I like it. I really like the designs of these. Sword will go on last. I got my last helmet. Very good. And then halberd. This one does have connection points, which is fine. Again, it doesn't. Come on, guys. You're doing so well. Alright, we're going to have to wrangle this one. The arm just isn't long enough, so you're going to have to reposition this arm. I don't know if. Why would that be? Is it like shrinkage in the material? Like, when this stuff cures, does it shrink? And so that's why the arm isn't as long as it's supposed to be. Is that what's going on? Yeah, I had this with one of the. Is this the wrong way around? Is it? No, it isn't. It can't be because the hands don't work like that. I had this problem with one of the other ones where the polearm basically wasn't long enough to fit everything together. Ugh, it's not great. Why? What's going on here? Okay, I'm gonna have to actually go back and fix this one because look at this. Right, this is the first major problem, like major problem. Like that isn't lining up, which means that this polearm is not long enough, but these polearms fit. Uh, Except this one was a little bit too short, and then this one is much shorter. So, can I reposition this arm to make it look less ass? Probably. There. Okay. Cool. Right. So I cut what I did. I already cut the tab off of this arm to try and make this fit a little bit better. So it's not great. We'll cheat. Yeah. It's like all the problems I've had have been these with like just two of these halberdiers. Okay, right. We're gonna let this glow. We're gonna come back to this one. Right. All right. Cool. Two models left. So we've got two more intact to build. Luckily, ow! I just stabbed myself in the thumb. Wonderful. Luckily, intact go together all right. There we go. See, so it's how it is. In my anger, I stabbed myself in the thumb with my knife, hobby knife. Okay, don't do this at home. The super glue was originally designed during World War II to patch up wounds. There we go. Yeah, we're fine. Good. Right, so let's build up the last intact. This needs spots. On the last intact, I cut the tabs on the legs to make them fit better. I don't know if I need to do that for this intact. Built-in confusion. Yeah. That's what Simulcast will do to you. It's literally a hazard to your health. Okay, let's see how these legs go on. This one. Is that this side? Is it the opposite side? It is the opposite side. Oh, that's fun. Okay. So it's. Okay. The intact are women. I think they are. Huh. People who want to play fantasy women in your fantasy games, intact are all women. And so are these. Apart from Big Boy Master Uruk, um, Breath is totally a woman. Needle is totally a woman. The intact seem like women. The Progenitor Sculptor is definitely not. Um, but the intact are. Okay, cool. So we're getting some diversity going, which is nice. It goes in there. This one goes in here. It should all just glue together. Okay, the connection points are not connecting, so where are the real connection points in this miniature? It's always like, we're telling you this is where the tabs are, versus this is where the model actually fits together. Oh, have I done it? I'm glued to it? No, we're good. Nice. Okay. We have an intact. Well, the legs of an intact. That's what we're going to do. We're going to let you glue. These are your arms, and we've got 3 heads. So let's do the body of the last intact. Not stabbing myself in the hand this time. Great. Oh, this is the man intact. Okay, cool. All right. So they give you a bunch of different options, which is nice. Having options for my models. Got bells. Would you say the legs are intact? Well, we're going to find out. If I go to pick them up in about 5 minutes' time, once I've built this one, uh, and they fall apart, then most definitely no. Cool. They got hand bits also. They all have hands. Like they all have like arms reaching around their shoulders. They're not their arms. Someone else's arms. Cool. Yeah, the intact. So the intact are definitely 100% going together. A lot easier than the halberdiers. That I can most definitely say. Um, I don't know. I mean, well, I mean, I do know, right? It's basically down to the fact that they are much larger models. So the connection points are bigger, and they're just a lot easier, and they don't have any of those stupid hand cut at the wrists stuff going in between, right? There we go. This is done. Like these halberdiers. Like the halberdiers will probably require a little bit of filling. There's this one that I have in my hand, which will require a bit more filling. But again, it's not something that isn't like it's not an insurmountable problem, I think. Right, let's finish these 2 intact. You want to hit? Lady hit. I think it's the right hand. That's very good. Nice. And in this intact, I totally forgot to give it a head, so it's about to get the head. Yes, it's this one. Because it's just like a basic skull. Oh no, I think it's another lady head. Basic skull. Was it funny? No, I'm just being stupid. Yeah, I'm totally just being stupid. Is this one? And this one goes this way around because there are connection points for hair. And it goes like that. Okay, that's not so good. This is. Isn't this going on properly? Is it just the model that's weird? Okay, this head kind of refuses to go on, so I'm going to have to do some surgery here. Alright. Okay, let's try this one more time. Like, I can see where it's supposed to go because there are two connection points at the back for hair. What on earth? Okay, Corvus Belli. Whatever you've done with this head, it's totally not happening. I'm gonna have to fill something. Now, let me show you guys what's going on with this one. Um, so you see at the back, right? There are 2 connection points for hair. That's where the hair goes. But then you look at the front, and there's a big old gap. So I don't know if that's supposed to be like the bottom jaw of a mouth or something, maybe? I don't know. But that's an intact. Then we've got the last one to do. We've got arms and we've got the head. And then we will do a big old summary. Kind of sad because I was like, oh yes, the intact go together a lot better than the halberdiers, and then suddenly I get this problem like right at the end on the last model. Which arm do you go in? Yeah, so I actually quite like the dice mechanics. I think they're very interesting. I think they allow a lot more like wide variety of stats and profiles and abilities um, than just like our basic D6 system. Um, I said this before. It reminds me a lot of X-Wing, where you have the different colored dice, and then but what it allows you to do is there are a lot more combinations of different colored dice that you can put together than just like, okay, well, I've got strength 3, 4, 5, 6. I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Right. This ain't going on. We're gonna have to do this. What I'll do is I will run through all of the starter scenarios, basically, in kind of like a live how to play thing, and then we'll play some games after that. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, these attacks suddenly right at the very end are giving me problems. Come on, glue. Glue. There's always one model. Whenever you're working with super glue, there's always one model that just decides it doesn't want to stick. I get it. It's like a hazard of the actual medium, but it doesn't have to be like that. Oh god, this is one of these as well. This is like the Uruk High half helm, which means you need to. You see the connection point down here. You need to kind of excavate out to do it properly. Yep. Okay. Corvus Belli, if you're watching this, this decision that you've made for the intact to have um, half heads where the top of the head fits onto the bottom of the head. Not great. Not great at all. Um, especially considering this is supposed to be an introductory starter set. It's too much of a pain in the ass to get these models to go together properly. Right, that's good enough. I have no choice in the matter. I'm going to have to do some filling on these. Okay. All right. Done. We did it. We did it. Okay. We have built the Warcrow Song of the Dormant starter set. Here are all of the miniatures. Let's go through them. This is like my summary after I've done everything. Okay, so Song of the Dormant starter set. You get what? 4, 7, 8, 9. Song of the Dormant starter set. You get 12 miniatures. You get a unit for the good side, a unit for the bad side. You get a couple of heroes for the good side, and then you get a bunch of heroes for the evil side. The miniatures come in two flavors. You're either going to get Siocast, which are generally going to be your rank and file stuff, and you're going to get Unicool. Unicool are going to be your heroes and your characters and all the real fun things. Let's talk about Siocast first. Siocast is a massive improvement on the first starter set. Some of the horror stories that I was hearing about that, how basically nothing went together correctly. The detail was very shallow, very poor. There were massive gaps all over the place. The injection molding wasn't done properly. It looks like that is largely sorted out in this. However, I did have some problems specifically on the halberdiers with some of the halberds that didn't fit together correctly, how the halberd wasn't long enough for the arms, and also on the intact, because the intact, the choice that they made was to have the heads in halves, where you have the top part of the head going onto the bottom part of the head. That doesn't fit in some places. Knight of the Sacred Relic went together absolutely fine. The Progenitor Sculptor went together absolutely fine. So that we are okay with. If you're working with Siocast, it's plastic. It's injection molded plastic. No, you cannot use plastic glue, polycement on it. It won't work. You have to use super glue, so you have to bear that in mind. If you are used to working with Games Workshop plastic, this stuff is not that. It is kind of it's a very strange material to work with. It's on the one hand flexible, but if you're cutting into it, it also feels brittle. It's a very strange material to work with. So be careful when you do it. Don't expect it to work like other plastic miniatures that you've seen. Detail. Let's look at the detail on some of these guys. Let's look at my Knight of the Sacred Relic. Detail is fine. Absolutely fine. Whatever issues Corvus Belli had previously, you see, look, some very nice detail on the shoulder pad there. Whatever issues they had with detail, it looks like they've largely fixed, which is good. I'm happy. That's pretty good. So I'm good with that. Let's also look at the Progenitor Sculptor, sorry. All the detail has come out absolutely fine. I like it. They're very nice models. They're very cool. It's a starter set. It's sold as a starter set. So just bear in mind there's going to be a little bit more work than you would have to do versus some other starter sets, especially with working with Siocast and the weird quirks that it has. It actually works a lot more like a resin than injection molded plastic. So bear that in mind. I would also recommend that it doesn't say this, that you wash your models to clean them with release agents. Because I think that contributes to some of the issues that I had here. Some minor issues I found specifically on the halberdiers. You see there are some of the arms that aren't kind of matching up. But apart from that, you look at the detail on the halberdiers, the detail is absolutely fine. Unicool. different kettle of fish entirely. Resin, fantastic. That's the long and the short of it, what I can say. The amount of detail that they managed to get into these miniatures is absolutely amazing. This is better, and I'm going to say this, I've been working with Forge World Resin 30 years. This is better than Forge World Resin in terms of the detail that we're getting and in terms of the overall quality of the models. I cannot sing its praises highly enough. This is Morgane of Jauffret. There she is. Look at the detail that you're getting. This was a two-piece model. It was body and it was arm. If this was Games Workshop and Forge World Resin, this thing would have been like 20 different pieces. Just because that's what they do. I'm not entirely sure why. It is a resin, bear that in mind. So you will get the odd thing like Bendy Sword Syndrome, but you can't get around that. Bit of warm water, you can straighten that out. That'll be absolutely fine. Let's look at Verena of Aurtigard. Again, fantastic model. Look at the definition of the detail that they managed to get in there. And this thing was like a three-piece model. So they're doing really well with this. Corvus Belli, whatever you're doing with Unicool, do more. I love it. It's fantastic. Master Uruk. Let's take a look at Master Uruk. You've got all of the detail in there, all of this on his back, all of his skin flaps. Let's call it skin flaps. Great stuff. And then finally, my favorite miniature in the pack is Needle. There she is with her kind of Doc Ock meat arms. She's got the spool of thread that she's working with. She's got like the candle. There's all sorts of like weird wax details going on. Yeah, Unicool, I cannot sing its praises highly enough. Stylecast, much improved from the first set, still has its quirks. So bear that in mind when you're building this stuff. Right, next, what are we going to do after this? We're going to round out now. So next time when I'm back, we're going to be painting some of this stuff. We are going to start going through it, so we'll see how paint sticks to these models. I guess it will be fine because, you know, you paint one model, you paint 1,000 models. I guess that'll be okay. And then after that, there are, if we take a look at the Song of the Dormant book that comes in here, this is the introductory booklet. There are a number of introductory missions in here to teach you how to play the game, to go through the mechanics. We're going to be looking at all of that. We're going to be doing all of that live. So we're going to learn together how to play Warcrow and how this works. And then after that, we'll do a bunch of out reports. Okay. This isn't all that you get in the box. Just as a quick recap, in the box, if we look at the back, you've got all the models that we've been putting together here. And then we have the board, a bunch of cardboard terrain that we're also going to build. It'll probably take me a session just to do that. We've got measuring sticks, we've got templates, dice, everything that you need in the box. So as part of this series, we're going to look at everything. We're going to look at the totality, that's the right word, totality of this product. But so far, I'm really pleased with this side, with Unicool. The way they chopped up the models to go together, very intuitive. Not that like it isn't chopped up in 1,000 different places like Games Workshop would do it. So that's really good. This is okay, I think. I think it's good enough. We are looking at a premium product in terms of the price. So yeah, more of this, Corvus Belli. This is fantastic. I love it. But anyway, for everyone at home, thank you for joining me today. We'll be back with more live streams of this. Another 2.5 hours, I guess. Thank you very much, everybody. And welcome to my journey on getting into Warcrow, seeing how it goes. Thank you to Corvus Belli for sending me this box. It's been cool. Right, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.